The House of Mouse gets further exposed for behind the scenes creepiness, and it just keeps getting worse.
Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side.
Hi everyone, my name is Jacob Berry. Welcome to the StudioJake vidcast where I talk about all things pop culture. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and if you're watching on YouTube, ring that little bell so you get notifications when I post a new video, and consider becoming a channel member. Yeah, I wish I could say that this news surprises me, but it really doesn't. Previously, I had reported on the great work that James O'Keefe and his O'Keefe Media Group have been doing behind the scenes to expose Disney. They are doing all kinds of weird practices with DEI, which is just a rebranded version of wokeism, where they're hiring people and firing people not based on merit, but on whether they check a certain political or social box. Well, it gets even darker. So I'm going to read this. This is fandompulse.substack.com reporting on what James O'Keefe and his team have discovered. James O'Keefe Media Group has once again exposed the degeneracy rotting Disney from the inside with the release of secret files from Disney. A brave insider came forward and provided OMG with Disney chat room logs showing how Disney employees are grooming children with target degeneracies. Amit Jeannie Garani, Disney's creative marketing director, divulged Disney's unspoken LGBT agenda for children in part 3 of the Disney tape series released by the O'Keefe Media Group earlier this month. Gurnani, who also performs as a professional drag queen, appears to have unveiled the company's intention to promote the LGBTQ agenda within its content targeting children. According to OMG reports, the key players in promoting this agenda are Honey Harrison Shisher, a mobile product operations manager, and Adriana Aguilar, an employee who shared a map of the Pride parades featuring naked men that Disney sponsors. These parades occurred in various locations, including Washington, D.C., Fresno, California, Los Angeles, California, New York, and more. Furthermore, an organization called Zebra Youth, which caters to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and all youth LGBTQ plus ages 13 to 24, that's kind of creepy, as stated on their website, is actively promoted and partnered with Disney. Among their Disney-sponsored projects is an initiative encouraging children as young as 12 years old to create artwork of Mickey Mouse using colorful sticky notes where they belong, as described by O'Keefe. The video also shares light on Disney's DEI Vice President Queen Dinchikup. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing this, Din Chukwu, and Vice President of Marketing Casey Brickner in promoting the company's agenda. O'Keefe hints at the forthcoming Disney Files episode, stating, "In Disney Files Volume 2, we delve deeper into Disney's internal healthcare policies, examining their promotion of gender-affirming care to employees and how Disney uses shareholder funds to sponsor employee sex change operations and conduct seminars on changing one's name." Additionally, O'Keefe previews an exclusive internal video featuring an alleged Disney sensitivity training on pronoun usage, potentially involving individuals who appear to be women, but who knows? Well said, Jack Dunn, who wrote this article. All right. So, my question is, why isn't this in the mainstream media? Now, I know why it's not on ABC News, because Disney owns ABC News and they're going to cover up all of their malfeasance, right? That's how it works. Whoever cashes the paycheck, in this case Bob Iger, that's how they're going to get it done, right? But why isn't CNN, NBC, heck, even Fox? Why aren't they covering this? Now, I personally think it's because they don't like James O'Keefe's tactics, and that's a fair debate. But you can't argue what James O'Keefe and his team have done. They have exposed so much rot within the White House, within especially the Biden administration, but and also in state governments, behind the scenes in college campuses, and now through Disney. And it is so shocking to me that no one in the media, outside of small independent presses like Fandom Pulse and myself, are talking about this. And some of these allegations are just allegations. There's no evidence of this. However, James O'Keefe has brought receipts with him through files, through some of these leaked things. And in fact, there's even a story that a hacker has hacked into their private Slack and is going to dump everything. It's a group of Russian hackers, or so they claim. They could actually be anywhere in the world, and they're just using a VPN or several VPNs to confuse people, and they're threatening to release all these slacks. Again, not a peep out of maybe some page 2, sometimes even page 5 coverage. I don't understand why this isn't a bigger story. This is Disney, an entertainment company that ever since Bob Iger has taken the chair, twice, by the way, has started to push all kinds of adult content onto children. And it's cruel, it's unusual, and it's creepy, quite frankly. But no, the media would rather talk about Hulk Hogan speaking to the RNC and endorsing Donald Trump instead of Joe Biden. Listen, Hulk Hogan, I grew up watching Hulk Hogan. Right on, brother. He's an icon. One of my favorite scenes is his appearance in the Rocky Balboa movies. He's a great guy. And, I'm glad he tore off his shirt at the RNC. I thought it was a really epic moment. But they're trying to distract you by doing endless articles about that. That speech garnered exactly one article, one mention, one social media post each. But no, they're drowning it out with all of this drama going on, especially with Joe Biden in the White House and how feeble he is. We should be talking about stuff like this, how a Hollywood studio is using their power, because let's be real, they have power to affect the culture, but they're using that power not to spread hope and joy and entertainment and escapism to the masses. No, they are pushing an agenda that is so far left and connected to communism and maps. Let's be real. If you don't know what a map is, let's just say it's a creepy adult who likes to hang around parks and playgrounds and stuff. It's very, very disturbing stuff that is who engineered all this, that's the crowd that they're aiming toward. And quite frankly, I think it's very gross that there are certain LGBTQ organizations that are trying to connect minors who they're not related to adults. That is super weird. It is super creepy. If any organization was doing this, they would be ostracized, right? Well, how come when it's an LGBTQ org, all of a sudden they get a pass? Organizations where they're connecting minors to mentors, in other words, groomers, it's very sick and degenerate. It's gross. I don't care what anyone says. It's disturbing. And Disney is along for the ride of this. I think it's so funny because recently there's been a backlash where you see all these documentaries about camps for troubled kids, right? They made us repeat lines over and over again. Oh, I feel so hit over the head with that. There, all of a sudden, there's a backlash against those camps, against those private schools or those schools for troubled teens and kids. But when it comes to people who just happen to align with Disney's agenda, then all of a sudden, Disney's not so concerned about that anymore, about those camps for troubled kids. But when it comes to these creepy organizations that are targeting kids with a particular agenda related to their orientation, which is nobody's business but the parents, silence. It makes no sense. And good for James O'Keefe for exposing this rot at the Walt Disney Company. Walt Disney would be rolling over in his grave. If you liked that video, be sure to give it a like, share it out to all your friends, leave me a comment, tell me what you think, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, ring that little bell so you get notifications when a new video is posted, and consider becoming a channel member. Now, if you're watching on YouTube or anywhere else like Rumble, Odyssey, or BitChute, and you're like, hey, I don't want to support you through big tech, no worries. Click on the link to my locals community. You can give me tips for articles that I post there, or you can become a monthly subscriber. It really helps out small indie creators like myself. Or you can pick up one of my novels. Pick up all my novels. I've got several over here, but this is my latest one, Blessed Child. It's a fantasy novella about a knight who's protecting a princess, and trust me, there's no woke stuff, so definitely pick up a copy. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time right here on StudioJake.
Cause I've been living life right like I could just die